Well, it occurred to me that you might want to see what's inside the cabin. Just for fun, of course. And this is the kitchen. There's a little stove. And I'm standing with the doorway to my back, and I've only got one door open, so it's not very bright in here, so the video may not be real good. And the other thing is I've been here for a couple days, so it's kind of messy. Cabins are always a little bit rough, but we certainly have everything we need. You look over on this side, there's our storage, and down there in those blue bags is wood, and that's what keeps the cabin warm. Over here on this wall is a map of Washington State, and if you look right up, kind of right there, there's a little marker that shows where the cabin is. And above it are some of Sarah's awards. And she has an award there for Be Big Award and Ship Award, and there's also an award from the President of the United States for being a good student. I'm proud of her. Yes, I am. You can look up there, and there's the bookshelves, kind of the way they've always been for a long time. And you can come back to the kitchen here for a second. There's my dinner. There's a hamburger I cooked on the wood stove a little earlier, and I'll have that for my dinner. But let's take a quick look at the stove. I've got these two teapots there, and you see how they're sitting up. They both are full of hot water. I have all the hot water I need. Right here's my washcloth. Take that down for a moment so you can see a better view of the rack and all the stuff there. Well, let's take a look at that fire and see if it's working at all. Let me sit down. There we go. Let's open. You might be able to hear it, but let's see if we can look inside. Oh my goodness. There's a fire. It's nice and warm in there. Yes, it is. It's making the whole cabin nice and warm, actually. We'll go ahead and close that. I think I'll get up here, and I've got a thermometer. Remember in the earlier video, I showed you the temperature outside. Well, here's the temperature inside. I'm not sure if you can see it. But right above the stove, it looks to me like it's about 95 degrees. Of course, that's very close. What happens is, it's really warm here, but as you go to the back of the cabin, it cools off. You can see here some more storage, and those water bottles down there were all frozen, so I got those out and put them by the stove. Now you can look back at the doorway, which is going to be kind of bright, but you can still see it. Now, I like to tell people that I have a small log cabin in the Okanogan Highlands. And here is the small log cabin that I have. And there it is. That's kind of nice, really. Kind of homey. Simple one-room log cabin. I don't have to tell them that the log cabin is in my container cabin. That's all right. Now, over here, of course, you can see all the candles and stuff that I have going, and that's what I mostly use. I turned the lanterns on mostly just so we'd have enough light so that we can video. Now here is my ham radio operation, and from this ham radio I can communicate using that antenna outside. Excuse me. And it really works really very well. And then finally, here you go, all the way back, and there's my bed, and some of my clothes, and all that kind of stuff, and I can wave at you, hello there. Let's go all the way to the back, and if you want to know what time it is, it's a Saturday, and it's about 10 minutes after 2. That's what time it is. Now let's turn around and see if we can get a bigger picture of the cabin. There you go. And that's what it looks like inside. It's nice and warm and toasty, and yet it gives you the opportunity to be up here in the snow when it's so cold. And I talked to my neighbor that did the plowing on the road, and he said the last 2 days are the coldest 2 days of the year. And yet here in our cabin, it was nice and warm. And it was nice and warm in the little log cabin too. Well, I hope you've enjoyed seeing things here. And if you've looked through all of this, good for you. Take care, be safe, and have fun. Enjoy your time.